What does it really mean to level up and become that higher and best version of yourself? We're going to talk about that today. This is Tom Kieran with the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the highest version of yourself. Guys, welcome back. I often talk about, when I talk about Be Something Wonderful, the idea of becoming that higher version of yourself, the idea of leveling up. I say it, I talk about it and talk about Be Something Wonderful like that in every video. What does it really mean? Well, we're going to talk about that today. Guys, it's Christmas, and I just want to remind you that Christmas is about that creative center within us, right? It's the beautiful story of Jesus being born in God, but really it's the birth of us, man, as God, right? It's the birth of that divinity, the birth of that creative center in us, becoming that higher version of ourselves. That's what Christmas is about. That's what the message is about, right? It's the birthing of that divinity in us, right? God became us so we could become God, right? And remember, we're not apart from God. There's no separation from that I amness, from that awareness that is God, from that divinity, from that one creator, one substance. We are part of that. So we can say today that it's the birth of man as God, the birth of you as God, that divinity. But only if you harness it and recognize it. Otherwise, you're going to continue to walk unconscious, right? So let's talk about this. What does it mean to level up and manifest that greater you? Because really, out of all your manifestations, the greatest manifestation is you, right? God created you in his own image. Out of that, and you are part of that I amness. That inner being is your connection to God. This is the greatest manifestation, right? You could talk about the money, the cars, the loves in your lives, the traveling, but what is the greatest manifestation? When you get this down, that you know the greatest manifestation is you, that greater you, that born again you, right? That rebirth, because we often talk about rebirth. Rebirth is leveling up to that higher level, that next level of consciousness. So what does it mean? It means you remove your attention from that lower state. Whatever state you're in is a lower state. You're going to rise up to your next state, whatever that is, whatever your desire is, right? So you're going to die to this present state. You can't take it with you. You can't take parts of the state. If you're going to rise up to a new state, one of the things that holds us back from becoming that better version, becoming that higher version, is we try to salvage parts from the old state. Leave it all behind. You've got to die to that old you to be reborn to that new you. You can't serve two masters. And this is what holds us back, right? We get double-minded. We want to hold on to certain things. You've got to leave that all behind. You can't have opposing states of consciousness. You can't serve two masters. You're going to be born, completely born again, as you can see here, this rebirth of you. So you can't serve two masters. You can't have these opposing states of consciousness. So remove your attention completely from that lower state. You've got to die to that lower you. You're leveling up to manifest that greater you. So how do you do it? You live and express that higher state of consciousness you desire. You start living it. You start desiring it. You claim it, right? And express it and possess it. You've got to claim that higher consciousness. How would you feel, right? You've got to get to that wish fulfilled. You've got to claim that state of consciousness. Why does it seem so impossible to us? Why do we always, we return and we default back to the old habits of self? It's because you're looking at that new state through the eyes of your current limitations. So it looks impossible. But really, what's impossible is that as spirit, as that I amness, to look at limitations through the eyes of unlimitedness. That's what's impossible. You're trying to put, as I think Neville Goddard points out, or one of those spiritual teachers, you're trying to put new wine in old bottles. You can't do it. You've got to completely lose that old state. That's the problem, right? That's why you're feeling held back. You're trying to salvage part of that old you. Look at that current state. You can't look at your new state through your current state of limitations. That's why it seems impossible. But what's really actually impossible is that spiritual you seeing limitations, That's spiritual. It's impossible for God to see limitations. So you've got to live and express that higher state of consciousness. Live that desire, right? And the Bible says it, be absent from the body to be present with the Lord. Be absent from the body. This is not talking about making your transition, your death transition into the other side. This is talking about you leveling up to manifest that greater you. That's the greatest manifestation. And you can continue to level up to your next desire and your next level. But you got to completely drop that lower state. Don't try to salvage it. Don't try to put new wine in old bottles, right? What's impossible. So, and it's not impossible. Remember, you're looking through. If you keep looking through the eyes of your current level, it looks impossible. But you've got to look through the eyes of the I amness. You've got to look through the eyes of that new consciousness. Then nothing. Remember, all things are possible with God, right? This was stated clearly in the Bible, right? This is how miracles happen. Miracles are leveling up to that greater you, to stepping into that higher consciousness. How do you do it? You do it through assuming the wish fulfilled, right? Being that state, feeling that state, knowing that it's done. It's done. You've got it. As soon as you decided and chose, it's done. It's when we're double-minded, when we try to hold on to both. We have one foot in that old state, one foot in the new state. You got to completely lose it to that new state of consciousness. That's how you level up, guys. That's how you manifest the greater you. That's what we do every day here. That's what every video is about. And so there's more to come. This is Tom Karen with the Be Something Wonderful studio of a higher consciousness in San Diego, California, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Until next time, see you soon. Don't forget to hit the notification button so you never miss a video. Subscribe to our channel and comment and share the videos. That's how we get our message out, yeah? Until next time, this is Tom. See you soon.